What is up, guys? Kane here, and in this one, we're gonna talk about the possible very near future meta. So, with the release of the Cosmic Badge, the Archer stuff had increased to some pretty extreme levels in terms of attacks. So, we have archers of 13 million attacks. So, if we remove everything right now just for testing, moments, I removed them all, and the attack value became 5.1 million. So I kind of lost 8 million of my attack value and only lost about 100,000 of HP. So if we go back, we click equip all, and it equipped everything, and all the stats came back as fine. So what do I think happening? So the archers that I currently have, even without doubling the attack value that I did before, even increasing it a couple of million for me to a point where like I'm sort of able to use them, right? The attack that they are able to dish out in a fight is actually pretty friggin' decent. Sorry. And what do I mean by decent? So they're able to do quite a lot of damage, and this damage is not actually fake, as like majority of the people may want to consider that. I usually end up checking the fights, how much damage they do to frontline, where the arrows do land, and sometimes those arrows land past the frontline, proccing dragon invincibility, killing heroes, or focusing just more frontline and knocking that frontline to invincibility. In other words, you're gonna be clearing it a little bit faster. So, human archers are more like the snipers from long range. They're able to dish out a decent amount of damage, pretty reliable. But at the same time, with the Zen ones and the scatter arrow having a chance to shoot an additional arrow, this additional arrow, I do believe, is able to be fired at a further distance. Now, I'm not sure if this is the exact one, but if it's fired at a, let's say, larger distance, longer distance, you're able to snipe some heroes, and that is what these archers are able to do, and more reliably with a lot higher attack value. So I tried to use that. However, I'm not sure if this will be like an incredible near future meta. So the late game, the high end game, is filled with Sylvani because the archers have a percent damage, and the trees are incredible tanking machines. So there are whales who literally, I don't know, made their archers 5 times the DPS, so we can just go, well, not my replays, let's go Sylvani, let's go Grandmaster, and let's just go check a couple of these. So 97 million attack is actually pretty bad. Let's check some of these. Like this one, January, is 160 friggin' million attack. 160 million. Now, he does have a new ability from the Cosmic Badge, increase accuracy damage every second when attacking the same target. Whoa. So basically, they're just, killing the trees a lot quicker now if they're facing Sylvani again. Or facing Sylvani as it is. So his, yeah, do you see these values? Oh my god, man, these archers are incredible, bro. Like, even the trees, do you see how much they have? They have 480 million HP, but they have like friggin' 700 million attack value, bro. So that is what I mean. Like, these archers are gonna become a pretty huge menace. So let's see the damage they did. Come on, data. 270 billion damage. Then let's check how much these ones performed. So this is what, 1 trillion damage now, I think. Yeah, this is 1 trillion. And Januarius is archers died and didn't do frick all. But yeah, that is like the super end game. What I'm worried about is not the super end game, but rather the meta around my own core, which is like, say, from, I don't know, 10 million power, core power, to like 20 million. So what I imagine happening is people will be either switching to dwarf and using the Deadeyes, which have like what, 20 million attack with just a very low level cosmic badge, 30 million attack or whatever, which will be able to one shot majority of the gladiator heroes, or of course swapping to Rakan and having fun in terms of PvP. If you're not lagging, of course. And what I mean by fun, because these Rakan archers with a value of like 5 million were able to snipe heroes, proc dragon invincibilities, one-shot dragons, and a lot of other stuff in terms of dire archers. So they were able to do that with 5 million attack value. With a value of 13 million, they're gonna do a lot of DPS, as well as the ability to proc this Divine Covenant as well. Upgrades Deadly Piercing, Bandage changing its effects to shoots a deadly piercing arrow with bonus range, dealing area damage to distant enemy targets. So if you have dire archers firing off in like with the explosion in the front line, upgrading the Covenant will have this incendiary arrows proc explosion in the back line, as well as this huge attack value will be, or make it easier to snipe heroes, snipe dragon, even from like half of the field away. If these archers turn sideways, heroes might start dying, and rather quite quickly. So the meta might actually be turning more towards the Rakan, the dwarf, perhaps some human. I'm not kind of seeing that Lich might be able to survive. I mean, Lich survived before with heroes, with tanky frontline, but even now, that tanky frontline, even with 99 resistances that I have on majority of the other races, like a human, I do believe Scorpion, Lich Skeletons, Dwarf Mechs, Human Sword, Spearman, all that kind of stuff. I have 99 resistances on most of them. They're not going to be able to survive majority of the archers, and I do believe even Skeletons are not going to be able to survive majority of the archers. Simply because even the 99 resistances that majority of the frontline was having, that double or triple, quadruple, or even like, I don't know, 5-6 times increase on the archer attack, but literally no increase in terms of the health of the swordman. Doesn't matter if you have 99 resistances, they're going to take a ton of damage regardless. And that means majority of the fights will usually no longer end as a draw, unless of course you kill the enemy's archers, kill the enemy's heroes, and then you don't have yourself those same archers, same heroes to be able to finish that off. And honestly, quite a lot of people complain about that, and I somehow think that this was actually intentional. And what do I mean by intentional? So I don't think that the developers can screw up so bad that they cannot fix the Void Eater bug for 6 months. People, even high spenders, were complaining about it in hundreds, in thousands, and they were not able to fix it for 6 months. And they fixed it after people got it for like the third time, or got it at the third, say, Finder's Keepers. Then a week after, they fixed it, like a slap in the face for a lot of people. So what I kind of assume here is they are catering more to the spenders, which are not able to easily bypass the defenses of quite a lot of even smaller spenders that have high resistances. Because even like 5 million attack archers or whatever I would have, they're not really able to do that like a lot of damage. And by a lot of damage, I mean with mages, I have an easier time clearing majority of their stall side, their burst side, and stuff like that. And their archers just do literally zero damage because of some slight healing that I have on the field. However, raising this value like 2, 3, 4 times actually adds a ton of damage in terms of being able to damage that front line. And that is where I kind of assume is that they started catering towards these spenders, because spenders, like, if people spend a few $100 on this feature already, from 5 million, which again, let me just showcase this thing right here. From 5 million archer attack, they made this value to 25 million, 30 million from just like a few $100. And they started winning PvP, they started beating others, they started trash talking other people across the realms or whatever because they're good at the game. Good at the game by throwing money and then pretending that, you're just so good at the game, you don't need to do anything else. And that is what this kind of feature will do. For a lot of people, it's going to increase their ego, even if they don't know what they're doing, to the point that they just spend 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and their archers are 10 times the value of the attack, with, of course, additional buffs from resonance and whatever. And honestly, that is gonna be like the meta changer in terms of quite a few fights. You're not going to be easily beating same people you likely have beaten before, or same high spenders that you have beaten before, just because of their ability to wail and just, literally increase this friggin' value a few times. What do I assume happening is that whenever quite a lot of people spend on it, they like spend thousands or hundreds, they abuse it, eventually they're gonna fix it. Now, again, I do believe wholeheartedly that this is intentional and is going to stay for quite a while, to make a dent in the meta, make people play different races, make them try out Rakan, Dwarf, maybe even Dwarf Bombardiers and stuff like that. So there are nuances like that that could actually happen. For me, a guy who never really uses archers or never used archers, now I am actually starting to use them because this friggin' attack value, even with a slightly decent field, not really built for archers, but slightly decent, the enemy has to focus the archers, which then leaves my mages with less focus. They survive more, they do more damage. And if they don't focus the archers, then likely the archers can snipe the dragon, they can snipe a few heroes and stuff like that. So it added a lot more targets on the field than majority of the people required to kill or stun or disable or stuff like that. So honestly, meta is slightly changing, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty different in the next 2 to 6 months. But do let me know in the comments down below what you also think about the meta and what stuff might happen. In terms of dual tower, I checked, there are not a lot of replays at the moment, at least around the master tier, for me to be able to check that. But in the next few videos, I will be trying out, I suppose, the new archers, the attack value that they have. Like, even this guy is like 18 million core, has 28 million attack value. Deadeyes, this guy didn't improve much, maybe he was unlucky. But let's see the damage of the Deadeyes. Literally, the Deadeyes are top class, and honestly, the Deadeyes perform a lot better with a higher attack value. This guy, I think, just has a lot of accuracy, maybe physical damage, or doesn't even have Covenant on the Deadeyes because the attack value is pretty low. I do believe he has upgraded the Frontline Covenant more, as you can see, had it Divine. But this one feature literally made the archers top score in the majority of the fields, even for like slight spenders or so. So quite a few, I suppose, dual tower fights I will be inspecting in the future and see what the hell is going to happen. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Do let me know in the comments down below what you think is going to happen. Thanks for watching, and if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that, and in return I would be able to assist you more in terms of formation, PvP builds, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really appreciate it for the subscription. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.